So again, remember, we're just talking about why we fell in love with Plexus, and which is always such an important thing to remember as you go along in your journey. And so I kind of lost train of thought whenever I hit record. But guys, we have to remember why we fell in love with Plexus, because this is such an important part of our Plexus journey. We can never lose sight of why we fell in love with Plexus in the beginning, because the longer we're in this business, sometimes I see people forget why they fell in love with the products. Yes, we all want to continue with our why, chase our dreams, but it is so, so important to remember those first victories to keep ourselves moving forward. So if you know me, you know that I'm all about always getting back to the basics, because I'm a simple girl, and this business was all about me building it simply so that people could do the same, simple duplication, right? So I did have an awesome rock star guest that was going to pop on here and share a little bit about why she fell in love with Plexus. But at the last minute, she had a family issue pop up. So guess what? She's not here. And I had a backup girl. And guess what? She had issues too. So it came clear to me tonight that this call was supposed to be led in a very different direction. It's supposed to be interactive between me and every one of you that are on this call tonight. So don't be surprised if I ask a few of you some questions. And honestly, I believe those are my favorite calls. It's not me trying to put you on the spot. And if you're busy, feel free to just say, hey, I can't right now. But it's so important for us to engage on these calls with everybody that's on here, not just our guests that are speaking. And so that was brought onto my heart today. I thought, you know what? I'm going to just interact with those that are on the call tonight, because when we speak from our hearts, that's when the true feeling and love and everything comes in an outpouring. So as we go along in this Plexus business, sometimes I've had people tell me, you know what, I forgot to do my daily IPEAs. You know what, I forgot to post on Plexus. You know what, I forgot to talk to anybody about Plexus today. They treat this as though it is a job. And I want you to understand, we always talk about work it like a hobby, get hobby pay. We work it like a business, get business pay. But business and job are two different things. A job is something sometimes people don't always like to have. This business is something that I am always blessed to get to do. And so sometimes if we back things up and remember why we fell in love with Plexus, it's so easy to say, I get to share on Facebook. I get to talk to people about Plexus because I want to. I get to change a life today. I get to work with my team members. It's that simple. I get to, because I fell in love with Plexus. And so guys, if you know anything about my story, you know I fell in love with Plexus because I started taking the products and they worked. Simply said, they worked. My skin cleared up. I was head to toe, looked like a leopard. I was spotted everywhere. I fell in love with Plexus because of that. I had no energy before Plexus. I have energy now. I fell in love with Plexus because I got energy back to be able to chase my kids around. Yes, I know they're like 15 and 12 now, so they don't like the word chase. But I get to go with them and do things with them, not for them, but with them. I can keep up with them. Looks like somebody's trying to chat. Yeah, great reminder. Honored to share something that has changed our lives. Absolutely. It is an honor. It is not a job. And sometimes if we just remember why we fell in love with Plexus, it helps us continue forward. I remember that I fell in love with Plexus because I had a son that was incredibly sick. Severe digestive issues, you guys. I mean, severe digestive issues. Going to the doctor, the list of foods was shorter than the list of medications they want to put him on. Now with Plexus, it's not an issue. The boy eats what he wants. He takes his Plexus products. I fell in love with Plexus because of that. My husband, severe constipation issues, only went to the bathroom 1 to 2 times a week. Hello? I fell in love with Plexus because my husband, yes, he poops now, but it made him feel better, gave him more energy. He wanted to interact with the family even more than he did before. Guys, I fell in love with Plexus because of the freedom that it has given me in the fact that I don't have a regular job. My husband doesn't have a regular job, and we get to be full-time parents. I fell in love with Plexus because of that reason. And most importantly, I fell in love with Plexus because I get the opportunity to hear those same things that I said right there come from the mouth of people that have joined our Plexus family. I fell in love with Plexus because I get to be around like-minded, amazing, positive, driven people every single day that I do Plexus. Guys, I really fell in love with Plexus because of many things. I fell in love with Plexus because it gave me friendships that I never had before. I wasn't somebody that had a ton of friends before. But now with Plexus, it has given me people that aren't just my friends, but now are my complete family. I think of my Plexus family as my family. I fell in love with Plexus because of just that. I fell in love with Plexus because I learned that real people make it to the top of this company. Real people have success with their products. Real people have success with the business. It's not just people you read about in books. These are people that I know, love, and respect that have made it to the top of the company. I fell in love with Plexus because of that. I fell in love with Plexus because we have executives that are amazing and care about us and have designed a compensation plan that's out of this world that's available to every single one of us. Guys, isn't that amazing whenever you go back to the basics? So many people say, I just got busy. I forgot. How can you forget to share Plexus? How can you forget to work your business if you remember why you fell in love with Plexus? So right now, I'm just going to turn this to Galley View, and I am going to ask a few of you to share with me. And what this does, whenever we ask you to share, this helps build belief in every single one of us that is on this call tonight. Helps build belief in what somebody fell in love with Plexus for. So at the end of this, we're going to have a little challenge that I'm going to give to you to do with your downline that has to do with this. So, you know, I see one of my awesome Plexus family members on here, Renee. Renee, would you be willing to unmute yourself, and she's laughing, and share with you just 3 amazing reasons why you fell in love with Plexus?
Hey there. Well, I lost plantar fasciitis in my feet that I suffered with for 4 years. I also lost chronic sinus infections that I had battled with nearly my whole adult life. And I got a ton of reasons, but my newest reason is my dad. He's 74 years old. He had always been in really good health. He's still in good health, but he started having a little bit of trouble with his blood pressure. And then what I didn't know was after he's been on it 3 months now. And I asked him, I said, well, have you noticed any changes since you've been on it? And he's like, yeah. He said, I have no more back pain. I have no more feet pain, no more knee pain. And his bathroom issues have cleared up. You know, I love sharing Plexus with people because, you know, Plexus was my hope when I had lost hope, because I was struggling, you know, with some issues, and it's just been amazing what it's done. I mean, it's given me back my health, and I'll be 54 next month, so it's awesome stuff. And you know, then the business is amazing. I mean, it has really, really helped me and my family. And I'll always share, always.
So you had a lot of amazing reasons to fall in love with Plexus, right?
I do, and my grandbaby, when I have her, she will fight me for my bottle of Plexus. In fact, my daughter-in-law told me the other day that she had her up at the beauty shop, and that she was telling everybody about Plexus and how you mix it up. So yeah, it's awesome.
I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for sharing tonight, Renee.
You're welcome.
So I see GW on here. GW, you want to share 3 reasons you fell in love with Plexus? Are you able?
Sorry about that. I was on mute and I was talking there. Hey, 3 reasons. One, and this is kind of on the side, one, which was unexpected, was the friendships and the amazing people in this business. So that's a big plus. One of the reasons was, again, I wasn't one to need to lose weight and all that kind of stuff, although losing extra poundage never hurt. But I was always looking for something that was going to help me with my body fat count. So I have lost, when I first got on the product, 2%, and then I've lost an extra percent since then. So that's always a big plus. But the unexpected things about Plexus that, when you have something that you expect from a certain product, is the unexpected stuff. That's the pleasure. And it's, I've always been a kid at heart, loved my Sugar Smacks and my Frosted Flakes and my Honey Smacks. That was always my after work snack. And I don't crave that anymore. And that was something that was super unexpected. That was something I wasn't even looking for. But that's something that's really been a kind of a blessing in disguise. And also the appetite control and the sleep better. I mean, there's so many other things that you can say that you like, but if I was to point out those, the friendships, the cravings going away, and the body fat. Adios.
Awesome. Thank you so much, GW. I mean, you guys can see he gained so much, and this is why he fell in love with Plexus. And I'm sure on days where he might be having rough days or thinking, why do I do this? He goes back and thinks, why do I love Plexus? Reminds himself of why he fell in love with it and why he continues to move forward with it. And I love that. Luann, do you want to share 3 things? Let me see if I can help you.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, originally I got involved with Plexus. I was wanting more energy. I just didn't seem to have any. I used to be the type that would go all day long and never stop until it was time to go to bed, and then went through some health issues and stuff. And it got to be that when supper was over with, all I wanted to do was sit in my chair and do absolutely nothing. And I'd sit there and think about doing stuff, but just getting up and doing it, I wouldn't. So that, I want to say, energy was the main reason that I wanted to try the Plexus. And it definitely helped me with that. Helped me with so much more things than I was even wanting. Sleep, I wasn't sleeping very good, and now I am sleeping better. I would say I would like to sleep a little bit better than I am, but it definitely has improved. And the big thing really is relationships, friendships of people that I never would have met or knew anything about if it hadn't been for Plexus. And to me, that is just a really great part of this business. And it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's on the same team with you either. I mean, I've got lots of friends on other teams also. So that's really the 3 things for me.
I love it. So you can see Luann is in love with Plexus for great reasons, guys. Marilyn, would you like to share? Would you like to share 3 reasons that you fell in love with Plexus? Hang on, you're muted, hon. Let me help you out.
Okay, first I'll say I need to unmute myself. Sorry. Yeah, I would like to share the reasons that I love Plexus. One thing I said I would never say I fell in love with Plexus or I am in love with Plexus. To me, that's not me. But I do absolutely love what Plexus has done for me, for my life, for my family, and all. And as I was thinking of others and the three reasons, I had pretty high blood pressure and a lot of stress. I guess that's probably kind of go hand in hand, but seems like that's the key thing that has had me in trouble. And also, I got a lot of energy and stamina. I used to work nights, and I could go at my own pace, and so I could go all night, and I'd be fine. But after that, I didn't do much besides work and eat and sleep. So I was getting close to retirement when I found Plexus, or when Plexus found me. So that was a real bonus for me to be able to begin to start living when I retire. So it's really, really great. And the third thing is, like several have said, the connection with people. And it was my sister that signed me up, and almost all of my adult life, we've been far, far apart in many, many miles. And we've never really lived very close to each other. So this, being with my sister, doing a business with her, almost everyday contact with her is just really wonderful. And most of all, I think it's the fact that I have something that I can share with people that will really help them. And that thrills me, that I can actually help people get their life back like I got. Thank you.
I love that, Marilyn. Thank you so much for sharing tonight. Guys, I love these kind of calls where we just get to connect to you. We get to hear why Plexus has changed your life. And it's just a great reminder of what this has given us, what these products has given us, what maybe the business opportunity has given you. It's just a good belief system that we have in place to do these kind of things. Now I see Ryan. Are you able to talk? I don't know if you're chasing little ones on the back deck or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
So do you want me to share my top 3?
I would love it.
So I initially started using Plexus to help me quit drinking soda, and I really didn't think it was going to work. So I drink soda for well over 10 years every single day, and oodles and oodles of it. So when it did actually work, I was pretty much a believer at that point. But I also have struggled with depression off and on most of my life, and it got worse after I had my 2-year-old son. And that has definitely, I wouldn't say it's gone all the way away, but it has improved so much. And then the third thing that I've really enjoyed is I haven't been getting sick as much. You know, I've got 6 kids running around this house, and I used to pick up every little thing that they brought home, and I've only been sick one time since I started Plexus in January. And that's, I mean, those three things, it feels like a miracle when I talk about it. It feels like magic. And I still, to this day, can't believe how lucky I feel that I found it.
Wow. Okay, seriously, if y'all don't have like just massive, like, okay, I got a little bit of chills because she's just like, the things she talked about were impressive, amazing. This woman she has gotten her life back. So many of us have gotten our lives back, and this is what blows my mind when I see people go into the witness protection program. You know, whenever they join Plexus, they're like, oh, I can't tell anybody. Why wouldn't you tell the world about what you have in your hands? And guys, nobody understands shyness more than me. I'm going to tell you one more thing, just while I'm thinking about it, about why I fell in love with Plexus. Plexus made me more outgoing. I'm not going to say I'm not still shy. You put me in a big group of people, I'm probably still going to step back a little bit, going to watch, and then I'm going to join in and start to talk. But before that, I would have never spoke. I would have never shared. I'd have never learned how to talk to people if it wasn't for Plexus. Plexus has truly made me come out of my shell because it's not about me. It's about other people. And if we can change just one person's life in this whole journey, oh my God, seriously, what could be better than that? We have just a little bit of time left before I have something, a challenge for you. And then I have a quick story that I want to read to you about never giving up. You know what? I don't know if she can talk or not, but Shayna, are you able to unmute and share your top 3 things?
I am actually.
Yay.
Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah.
My top 3 things. I may get emotional because one of them was really, really important to me, and that was health. I struggled for, I would say, my whole adult life with pain, stomach pain. And that was something that gave me anxiety, I guess you could say. Yeah, I was always worried, what would I do if I go to this restaurant and this happens to me? What would I do if, I couldn't stay on a conference call for the office or the company that I work for because I'd have terrible stomach pain. And Plexus gave me that health back, that pain-free freedom is what I kind of call it, because I was petrified. I mean, absolutely petrified of what would happen to me if I would have an episode, is what I would call. Ever since starting Plexus, I don't have those anymore. It's gone away, and that's just a huge relief off of my shoulders. It takes away the anxiety and the stress that I carried for so long as an adult. And the other thing that I've just begun to absolutely adore and love is the leadership and the genuine leadership and integrity that comes as a part of this company. I've been in the corporate world my entire life as an adult, and there is nothing more attractive than seeing people who are honest and genuine and like-mindedness and really drive that home on leadership. So that is something that I've just absolutely adored so far.
Wow. Thank you, Shayna. Thank you so much. And you touched on that very last thing that just brightens my day. Yes, her life being given back, all her health problems. I mean, seriously, what could be better? But then her talking about the genuineness of the people that are a part of this team. And you know what? The genuineness of the people that are just a part of Plexus in general. Guys, you cannot, I'm not bashing any other companies out there, don't get me wrong, but the type of leadership, the type of people that have stepped up in this company and love Plexus as a whole, you don't get that everywhere. You just don't. The fact that we cheer everyone along. I don't care if you are a sideline to me or somebody that's not even on my team. I am genuinely greatly happy when you get your life back. I am genuinely greatly happy when you succeed in this business. Climb in the ranks. Get more time with your family. I mean, seriously, where are you going to get something like that? That is where Plexus is. Tonight I was really disappointed when my guest couldn't get on. But right now I am just so in love with the way this call turned out, because I thought, you know what, no, this is the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to engage. We're supposed to hear from everybody that's a part of this team. Maybe some of you haven't ever talked before. Maybe this was your first time. You did amazing, guys, and you shared from your heart. It came from just the love and the passion that you have. And I think we need to remind ourselves as we get along in this journey, sometimes we think we haven't been successful enough fast enough. That's the type of world we live in, right? We live in a microwave society. We want it now. We want it yesterday, not tomorrow. Guess what? My journey has been my journey. Your journey is going to be your journey. And that is important for us all to remember, hands down. But along the way, as we're chasing our dreams and growing our business, guys, we need to remember why we fell in love with Plexus, or why the products made our lives better, why it made somebody in our downline's lives better. So my challenge to you is I am going to challenge every one of you to get with every one of your level 1 ambassadors that you have brought into the business, okay? I don't care if they're only wholesale. I don't care if they're brand new. I don't care if they've been with you for 3 years and are already rocking their own team. I want you to get with every one of your level 1 ambassadors and ask them this simple question. Hey, why did you fall in love with Plexus? And if you know, remind them. Oh my gosh, do you remember when you called me and told me this? I want you to engage with your level 1s and ask them those questions. Ask them why they fell in love with Plexus, because this will build their belief even more. I am revved up right now because of what I heard from you guys. I am revved up right now from what I've said, and I am revved up to contact every one of my level 1 ambassadors and ask them why they fell in love with Plexus, so we can have just that quick conversation. I don't care if this is a phone call and you do this. I don't care if it's a message on Messenger. I want you to do it, and I want you to see what happens, because I know what's going to happen. I know you're going to excite them. I know they're going to talk to somebody in Plex about Plexus that day, and I know your team's going to grow from it. And I want you to challenge the level 1 ambassadors that you talk to like that to do it with their level 1s and engage all the way down through however big or small your organization are. Depends on how long you've been in the business and how short of a time you've been in the business. This will be a successful key in helping build belief and grow your team and build excitement. So that might seem like a simple challenge, but I guarantee you it will yield huge results. Plus, it will connect you with your level 1s if you haven't talked to them in a while, because I'm guessing there's people that are on this call tonight that maybe haven't talked to some of their level 1s in a while. I'm guilty. I've got a couple that I haven't talked to in several weeks. So I am ready to connect with them and talk to them about that. So in closing, I have this very quick thing to read to you. Some of you may have already seen this if you're a part of my team page, and some of you haven't. But the reason I want to read this quick story, it might take me a couple of minutes to read it, but it's because of the belief this person had, the fact that he didn't let anybody get in his way, and he had already made up his mind that he was going to be successful. And I think if you're on this call, this is really going to speak to you. And I can post this in the Freedom Team page in case Tammy hasn't already. She may have already posted it. So this story is called, it's about a man that ran a marathon in Australia. And it's titled, Well, Love, Just Don't Stop. And it's about the longest ultra marathon race that's in Australia. And it's 543.9 miles long. This is how long the course is, okay? So it runs between Sydney and Melbourne. And yes, you heard me right. It's not your typical 26-mile marathon, not even a 52-mile ultra marathon, but 543-mile marathon. Guys, what we're doing with our Plexus businesses, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I want you to remember this, okay? So only the most elite athletes run this race. Mostly athletes under the age of 30, and they train and train some more to run this incredibly different race. Here's how the race works. The athletes run for 18 hours a day and sleep for 6 hours. Grueling any way you look at it. In 1983, a guy named Cliff Young, age 61, showed up and registered for this race. He's 61 and a potato farmer. Guys, yes, you heard me right. He's a potato farmer. And he shows up in boots and rain-resistant type jacket and pants. Now remember, he's surrounded by elite marathoners. If you've ever watched a marathon, they have special lightweight shorts, special socks, running shoes. A lot goes into the clothes that they wear. And in comes Cliff in his boots, okay? So there's a lot of smirking and talking about this old guy who thinks he can run this 543.9-mile marathon. People are actually genuinely concerned for his well-being and tell him he shouldn't attempt the race. They're worried he'll suffer a heart attack. I mean, people suffer from serious health ailments in normal 26-mile marathons, guys. But Oak Cliff tells them not to worry, and he thinks he can do it. He explains that he grew up very poor on a farm, and they had no horses or even trucks to help him with farming. When it was time to round up the sheep, Cliff himself would go out for 3 or 4 days with no sleep and round them up. People already mocking him thought this was even funnier, that he thought he could do this ultra marathon because he had herded sheep when he was younger. But old Cliff didn't pay attention to them. He didn't let him get his attention. The gun went off and the race started. And as everyone expected, the elite athletes left Cliff in the dust. He was a good 20 miles behind the pack, but what Cliff didn't know was that the marathoners would sleep. Oh, where'd it go? This is my luck. I'm reading and my thing goes away. Okay. Sorry, guys. Shoot. Okay, so the gun went off and the race started. As everyone expected, the elite athletes left Cliff in the dust. He was a good 20 miles behind the pack. But what Cliff didn't know was that the marathoners would sleep 6 hours every night. And because he was so far behind the rest of the runners, he didn't see them stop to sleep. So every night for 4 nights, while everyone else slept, how does this keep going away? While everyone else slept, Cliff just kept going for days on end. He kept going. Cliff ended up winning the race, guys. And not only did he win the race, but he won it with a new world record with his time. He beat the next finisher by 9 hours. When interviewed after his race, how did you do it? His response was, well, love, I just didn't stop. See, Cliff was behind everybody. He wasn't looking at what they were doing. He wasn't thinking about what he was doing. He was running his own race. He never knew that these runners slept 6 hours every night. So this man went for 4 days straight. 3 nights he didn't sleep and ran for 4 days in his boots, 61 years of age. He never knew anybody else was sleeping. This guy made and set a world record because he had his blinders on. He was thinking about what he was doing. He was thinking about why he wanted to do it, not why somebody else wanted to do it. He had in his mind that he could be successful at that race. Maybe he didn't know he could win it, but he thought he could run it. So I want you guys to all think about where Cliff was and where you are. Put your blinders on. Quit worrying about where everybody is. Remember why you fell in love with Plexus and why you want to keep sharing. I hope tonight you heard some things that help build your belief and know why you keep sharing. The kind of company that we have, the kind of people that you heard speak tonight, the kind of upline, downline, sideline Plexus family members that we have here are elite, just like Cliff. And there's no reason every single one of us can't finish this race and be successful in this Plexus business. So take the challenge tonight. Write down all your level ones, who you're going to talk to. Think about Cliff as you go along with your journey and don't let it stop you. I apologize for my phone taking the story away that it kind of got interrupted, but I'm going to, if Tammy hasn't posted it, I will post it in the Freedom Team page. And it is in my team page as well. If you're a member of my Plexus family and my downline, you can see it there. That way you can share with anybody that you want, because it's truly, truly an inspiring story. And it's a very true story. So I want to thank you guys for giving me some time tonight. I'm sorry I went over. I just want to close this meeting out tonight with a very short little prayer, because I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So Lord Jesus, we just want to thank you for the amazing people that have joined us tonight. We want to thank you for the amazing heartfelt testimonies, the things that they have fell in love with Plexus over. We want to thank you for placing Plexus in our laps and giving us the opportunity to share and change people's lives on a daily basis and chase our dreams and be successful, every last one of us. We pray, we glorify you in your awesome and holy name in this whole journey. In your awesome name, we pray. Amen. Thank you. So thank you guys so much for being on tonight. I love you all. Y'all mean the world to me, because we are a Plexus family. So I hope you gained some belief tonight, and thank you all for sharing and being so willing tonight. You guys were amazing.
Thank you.
Good night.